everybody, it's Miss Amy at the Grass Valley Library. Thanks for joining me today for another episode of Random Acts of Science. Today we're going to be working with electricity and building simple circuits. You may want to have a parent involved with part of this. There are some small batteries and other small parts, so just a warning. If you haven't already picked up a bag at the Grass Valley Library or the Nevada City Library, you can do so. Inside you're going to find an explanation of the project and instructions for how to do it. On the back side, there's more information and resources if you're interested in this topic. Also in the bag, you're going to find the things we need to build a simple circuit. So there'll be a piece of paper in your bag. It's a drawing of a firefly, and on the back is the pattern that we're going to build for the circuit. So it's a two-sided piece of paper. There's some copper tape. You'll find a paper clip. You're going to need that too. And in the little envelope, we've got a little battery cell that you usually put in watch batteries, and a couple of LEDs. So LEDs are light emitting diodes. They're light bulbs basically, but they're a little bit different than the light bulbs we used to use. So these are LEDs. You'll have an assortment of colors and sizes, and you can use whatever you'd like for the project. The other things that you are going to need from home are some Scotch tape, some scissors, and if you want to decorate the card or do some other designs or make some other projects with these materials, you might want some markers or crayons or something like that. So, okay, let's go ahead and get started. It's a little bit of a complicated process, but I've tried to make it as easy as possible. So a circuit is a path that electricity follows. Electricity flows in a path, kind of like a train on a track, and as long as that path is all connected, the electricity will make a loop and just keep going. The things that are going to be part of that circuit are power, which is our battery, the path, which we're going to build out of the copper tape, and some sort of resistor. So a resistor is something that does some work. It's the thing that's going to use the power. It might be a light bulb, it might be a motor, it might be a fan, it might be some speakers, something like that. Whatever you've got plugged into your circuit or linked in to your circuit. So for us, for the paper circuit, we're going to use the tiny battery cell, we're going to use the LEDs as our resistor, and we're going to use the copper tape as our path. So when we're all done, our hope is that there'll be a light on the back end of the firefly that lights up when we close the circuit. So that's our goal, and let's get started on how we do that. The first thing you want to do is take a look at what's on the back of the card and the way that circuit looks. So let's get a close-up and take a look at that. Okay, so you've got your card, the front and the back. You can see where the end of the firefly is. That's where we're going to poke the hole through and put the light when we're all done here, the LED. On the back of the card, this is the path we're going to build our simple circuit. So the first thing we're going to do is take our copper tape, and we're going to draw out that path with the tape. So I'm going to start by cutting the tape to the right size, peeling the back off, maybe, and then really slowly, we're going to put the tape on the paper. The tricky part is the corners. You're going to go past where you want to go, fold it over, and then continue in the right direction. And that's the easiest way to make those corners work. So we've got one piece of tape down. Now we'll do the second piece of tape. Peel the back off. Maybe. And then slowly, I'm going to do the same thing with this other side. Didn't quite make a big enough piece, so you can also, as long as it's continuous and it's touching each other, you can add more tape to it, to your circuit. Okay, so there's the path. The next thing we're going to do is put the Well, I'll show you where the power goes first. Inside the plastic bag, you're going to have a watch cell battery. Looks like this. We're going to put it word side up so you can see the plus sign. And when this folds over, this piece of tape and this piece of tape are going to come in contact and close the circuit. And the battery is going to be in the middle of that. So that's what's going to help us close our circuit. But we're missing one part. We have the path, we have the power, and now we need the resistor. So for the resistor, I'm going to just use the green, our little green guy here. And I'm going to poke it through the front of the paper. Well, before I do that, let's take a look at this. The LED has two legs or leads. One of them is a little bit longer than the other one. So electricity runs from positive to negative, and the long leg is the positive side, the short leg is the negative side. So when we're working with our battery, or we're working with our circuit on the back, we have a positive side and we have a negative side. So we're going to poke this in here, maybe. Make a hole first with the scissors. I'm going to put this guy in. And then we're going to bend him. Let's see, this is the long edge. So if long leg is going to go to the long side of the tape, and the short side is going to go to the negative side of the tape, the positive and negative. We're going to tape those down with Scotch tape so it has a really tight connection. And they're in full contact. So now we have the power, the path, and the resistor. So let's see what happens when we fold it over. Well, there we got it. If we unfold it, it'll do that. If we fold it, it should do this. You've got a paper clip in here, but you can use any other thing you want to use to keep that closed. So it's that simple.